Hello, lovelies. We're doing something a little bit different today. You can either come in the box and chat with me, or you can subscribe. But we don't chat unless we subscribe. Unfortunately, I don't like doing that because I don't think that it promotes freedom of speech, because I don't like telling somebody they got to pay for anything. But evidently it's the only way that I can have people join and talk with me that actually want to spend time talking to me and not just being mean. So if you have 1,000 followers, you can come up and chat with me, or you can subscribe and talk with me. Okay? And I know that maybe that's not a lot of people. That's okay. I don't have to, you don't have to chat with me and subscribe. It's not a requirement. But at least I know that if you spend the time to subscribe, you actually care enough to chat with me. Or you can jump in the box. That's free. There's a little star thing up there at the top. Unfortunately, it costs $5.99. I absolutely hate doing that to anybody. But it's something new. I'm trying to see if I can tone down the hate on my live. And so either you hate me so much you want to pay to come in here and yell at me, or you're going to come in the box and talk to me. And so that's how I'm going to play it. Okay? I'm not a hater. I don't hate anybody. But the idea that we're just going to have it to where nobody wants to understand where I'm coming from, and nobody wants to understand where my mind is working or where I'm trying to understand things. So, and now, instead of being constantly reactive, I would rather have the discussion. So you can come in the box and talk with me, or you can subscribe and yell at me in the chat. So that's how we'll play it. And I love everybody, but that's just the way it's going to be. If you want to talk to me in the chat and you don't like me and you want to say nasty things to me, subscribe. It says the live goal up there, 0 out of 5 stars. And you are more than welcome to subscribe and go ahead and chat your little heart away. Or costs nothing to hit that little guest box and come on up here and talk to me. Either way, that's what we're going to play today and see how that goes. And you know what? It just kind of makes sense for me since planning my campaign, I don't have a regular job. So, hey, VW, you want to come up and chat? Let me see. I hope you're not banned or anything. Well, Michael is here. Michael, do you want to come up and chat? Let's see how that goes. And maybe it makes people not like me even more, but I guess I'll have to deal with it. I don't know. I can't hardly think about people not liking me any more than they don't like me. So what do I have to lose, right? Anyway, people are going to say what they want to say regardless. That's okay. But, so everything here is open to the public. I don't have my account on private, but unless you subscribe, you can't chat. So come on up and talk to me. Tell me how your Christmas went. What are you doing for New Year's? And maybe I'll play some tunes. And share the live. Let's get more folks in here. How about that? Oh, see, nobody wants to come in and say anything unless they want to subscribe. They must not hate me that much. Oh, you're not available. What'd you do? Get banned? Damn. You gotta subscribe to chat, sweetie. I don't like doing that to my friend, but... Oh. Okay. Oh, bless your heart, you subscribed. I love you, sweetie. Hi, honey. How you doing? Thank you for subscribing. And I hate the fact that as my friend, you had to subscribe. I was just going to have you hop in the box. Good morning, hon. How you doing? Oh, no. What happened? Can you come up and talk? Can you come up and talk, hon? It won't let me invite you. I did make you a moderator, though.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, good. You?
Pretty good.
Very nice.
I have to admit, I'm not really much on games, but I
One
love
match.
to chat.
One match. I am go. One match.
One match, huh?
I am easy.
Hmm?
I am easy.
All right, sweetie. All right. One. Okay.
One,
One.
go.
One.
Sleeping.
One. One.
Yes.
One.
Yes. Hi
How you
there,
doing?
Lord.
Hmm?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Fine, good. Where
What
are
you
you
gonna
from?
do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do for New Year's?
For New Year's? No. Problem.
The problem?
Problem. No, years. Little years.
No, you can't celebrate New Year's here.
Oh, I'm not speak English. Little. I'm.
Oh, uh, um, Old Lang Syne. Old Lang Syne. To Old Lang Syne.
But one second. Just a second. Tomorrow week every day.
The ball. New York City. The ball drop.
Oh, where are you from? You? Huh?
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Ah,
We wish you
the
a Merry Christmas and a
Happy New Year. That's the part. Happy
Uh,
New Year. Happy New
wait.
Year. What you do for New Year?
Mm, no, I'm no New Year.
No.
No. Sleeping, drink, smoking every day. Yes, good.
Oh, good, good. Uh, uh, aux États-Unis or United States. Where
Yes,
you from? Where you from?
I'm from Albania.
Awesome, awesome.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Yeah, problem.
Is it safe where you are? Are you
Eh?
safe?
What you say?
Safe. No danger.
Anlamam ki.
Uh, um,
Little.
uh, Russia, Ukraine, no safe. You
Oh,
safe?
Russia, good girl, Russia girl. Oh, very nice.
You like Russia?
Oh, girls like no Russia.
No, girls like no Russia. Um, Ukraine, Slava
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yes, bam. Ukraine,
Uh,
Russia problem.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Uh, you
Fuck you, Putin.
huh?
Fuck you, Putin.
Ah, uh,
Zelensky,
Putin.
good man.
Zelensky, Putin,
Yes.
Zelensky.
Yes.
We love Zelensky. Slava Ukraine.
I'm a Putin boss, big boss.
Yeah, Putin, asshole.
Putin mafia.
Putin will go down like mafia.
Uh-huh. Putin bam, money.
Yeah,
Zelensky no money. Zelensky blah.
Zelensky, U.S. money.
US, America.
Mm.
Transfer America u Zelensky money i arm. Bam.
Zelensky, U.S. NATO.
Yes. Erdogan, big boss, Erdogan.
We protect children and protect women
But why? Putin.
from Putin. Putin's bad. Women and children. Putin.
Erdogan is good, Erdogan. Turkey, yes, Turkey, you?
Mm.
Turkey. Turkey, yes, Turkey.
Turkey.
What Turkey?
Yeah, Turkey is not nice. Turkey not
Turkey,
nice.
Turkey, good Turkey. Turkey,
Mm.
Turkey, Musliman, halal.
Muslim, okay. Turkey, government, no.
So Turkey is Muslim. What?
Muslim, okay.
Uh,
Muslim, okay.
uh,
Turkey,
uh.
Turkey government,
So
no.
what your problem? You Turkey? What your problem?
Turkey leaders,
Leaders
leader,
Erdogan. Yes, Erdogan.
leaders, no. Turkey
What your
people,
leader?
Turkey Muslim, yes. Turkey
Okay.
people, Turkey leaders, no.
Good.
I don't
Fakat
like leaders in
yes.
Turkey. I don't like the people that lead, the
So what?
boss. I don't like the boss in Turkey. I
Is
like the people of
Erdogan?
Turkey.
Erdogan is boss. Yes, boss. Is Erdogan is boss. Is Turkey. What
I like
Erdogan very old word is boss. Word is boss. No Turkey. Word is boss. Erdogan mafia USA terrorist. London terrorist. England terrorist. France terrorist. Turkey mafia. Good. Ciao.
bad people.
Fuck you.
He did not like me saying something bad about the leaders, did he? That's okay. That's okay. I do not let somebody tell me who I'm supposed to like and not like. I like people. I like Muslims. I like people from all religions, but you're not going to tell me who I should and should not like as far as leaders of another country. No. We're not going to do that. Um, I love people. I love people from all countries. But if your leaders are a piece of shit, your leaders are a piece of shit. That's just the way it is. Just like in Iran. I love the people of Iran. I think they're going through a big struggle. I think that they deserve their autonomy and they deserve their rights. But the leaders of Iran, they're garbage. I'm sorry. If you're out there hurting people because they won't follow your religion, you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Do we need to say that again and again and again? Yeah. I don't have a problem saying that, Um, and I don't care. And I have the same energy for my country because my leaders can be pieces of shit too, right? So I mean, it doesn't matter what country you're from. If you got if you got a piece of shit leader that's not taking care of their people, they're a piece of shit leader. I don't give a rat's ass what country you're from. If you're stepping on your people, you're not feeding them, you're not clothing them, you're not taking care of your people, and you're standing up as a leader, then you're a shit. Then you're a shit. And that doesn't matter if you're in the United States or England or Russia or anywhere else. Really. And you know what? I thought I heard something about that yesterday, but I wasn't online a lot last night. I'm so sorry. The friend that was that the girl that has seizures? Was that your friend that had? I'm so sorry. I kept trying to tell people seizures are not something to play with, man. People don't understand. Seizures, whether they're grand mal seizures or small seizures, they're actually a schism in the brain. And when you have a actual schism in the brain, even though normally somebody can have a seizure that can only be small or can only last a little bit, there's no guarantee that seizure is going to be small. So each time somebody that has epilepsy or somebody that has seizures has a seizure, it's potentially deadly. Even though there might be like a continuous, like they might have small seizures for like an extended period of time. Like maybe you have epilepsy and you've never had large seizures, but off the wall after 10 years you could have one that's huge and nobody would ever know that that could just come up. Doctors have told me before with friends that have seizures, you know, you could have tiny little seizures for 10 years, all of a sudden have a seizure and it's massive and that's it. There's no actual guarantee that you will not have a seizure that could be lethal. And so allowing somebody or telling somebody or giving somebody the opportunity to cause someone to have a seizure, not okay. And bullying and doing that kind of lights in the background, not okay. And the idea that we get to treat people different because we don't like what they say or what they're doing on an app or on YouTube or anything else is not okay. I'm sorry. And it doesn't matter if you say something dog shit. It doesn't matter. Words have power, but they only have as much power as you give them. Maddie's going to go through a tough time. How far along was she? Man, I'm so sorry to hear that. That makes me want to cry. Because we were just telling people to stop doing that to her. In fact, I just sent a message to that one girl and I said, quit bullying her. We have to give her support and let her know because she's going to go through a mourning period. It's a little bit different with a miscarriage, but it's almost the same thing. I've been pregnant 6 times and I only have 2 children, so I can tell you. She will feel a loss. It won't be as bad as if she had a child that died, God forbid, that was already here. But losing a pregnancy is hard. And people don't realize that. It's not the value of the conception. It's the value of the conception here, right? It's the value that the person that's carrying the child gives the child, or gives the embryo, or the zygote, or whatever you want to call it. That's why it's not an open and closed thing. One woman that finds out she conceived in that day thinks of that embryo as a new life on the day she finds out she's conceived. And another woman will not even think of it as a life until she feels it move in her stomach. And so for another man to look at a woman and tell her what she should describe that as is just not possible. It's just not possible. The only positive thing that we can do is that she's young. She's a beautiful person and she's strong. She will be able to conceive again. But we can't remind her of that, because if we say that to her after you lose, it's going to sound like we brush off her pain. So all we can do is support her. We can ask if she wants to have another, but we must give her about 6 months to recover before we encourage her to have more. Because she, as somebody that's lost, there's going to be a huge part of her that wants to conceive right away. When I lost Dylan, I was like, nope, we're going to have another one right now, because I lost my baby and I want it now. It's not, to me, that loss was so hard that that I didn't want to feel that loss anymore. I wanted to replace it with more love. And that's what people don't get, like this concept that people that have a husband that passes, or somebody they love romantically that passes, People often say, well, you're a hoe because you went out and slept with someone else after your husband passes. And I'll tell them that you're not seeing it right. When you lose somebody you love romantically or someone you're connected with that way, it's a loss. It's a loss all the way around. It's a loss in your heart. It's a loss in your head. It's a loss physically. So when somebody loses a spouse, especially if you're very close, you lose a husband or a wife, or when you lose somebody that you're very, very connected with, you don't just lose them, you lose the connection. And some people need the connection. It's not just that they lost their love, but they're looking for a way to make that connection. So you'll have people that just left their husband's funeral, or left mourning, or their will, or their reading, and they go to a bar and they start drinking, and they meet a guy and they go off and they go fuck, or they go have a one night stand. And people say, you're so terrible because your husband just died and you went out and fucked someone else and you're not mourning. That is their mourning. And people don't understand. Because they lost something so deep. And they know they can't get it back. But they're looking for a thread. They're looking for a connection. And so you might lose a spouse, or somebody might lose a spouse, or someone they love very deeply. And then they go out and have a one night stand and someone says, oh, you're such a freaking hoe. No, that's not it. It's the connection that they needed. Not necessarily to the person they lost. It's the physical touch, the passion, the feeling that somebody else wanted, that they wanted somebody else to care about them for a brief minute in a similar way that the person they lost. Not necessarily in love, but in brief passion, right? Something that, let me forget that I've lost somebody I love so much. Someone to get so blasted drunk and then to go out and have passionate sex with somebody and then walk away the next day and forget it because you just needed that brief connection. And then when people see that from the outside, they go, oh, she was such a slut. She lost someone she loved and then she slept with someone. To me, when I see someone do that, I see someone searching for something they lost and not knowing how to find it. And the other person usually just wants the attraction anyway. And usually they know. Usually somebody that's that deep in sorrow at a bar or wherever it is that you meet somebody all like that, usually they sense that same thing. And they're like, yeah, let's go make that connection. Everybody lives and comes from a different world and a different perspective. And sometimes so jarring how people conclude that somebody is so evil or nasty simply because you don't understand their behavior or you don't understand where they come from or you don't understand how they're trying to patch whatever it is that's broken. You know, that's the thing, right? Hurt people hurt other people. And often when we're hurt, we're trying to figure out how to heal. When there's no instruction manual. There's no list to say, here, this is what you do to heal. This is how we fix it. This is how we repair. This is how we get along. This is how I go from point A to where I'm so crushed and broken that I'm now living a healthy world. What is that? How do I get there? Because nobody in my 54 years that I've been around has had that magic. Nobody has had that little step-by-step plan to go from where you're so fucked up and broken to where you're finally, to where you can live normal. So when we have mutual friends that have a miscarriage or they lose somebody they love, to me, it's all about the brokenness. And how we get from being broken to getting the pieces back together. And figuring out how you become human again. And how we find more humanity. Because all this stuff we fight about here, all the things that we say that isn't true about each other, when somebody says something and we turn around and say, that's not true. For example, if you happen to be a Democrat and a Christian, which is a good one, you can't be a Democrat and a Christian. That's an oxymoron. It's just not true. You can't do that. But how would you possibly? And yet there's hundreds of thousands of us that actually fit that demographic. Because of the way we think of those two things together. But for some reason, nobody wants to put those together, right? Nobody wants to actually say, hey, this is a thing. Or here, I know how to put this and this together. So when did thinking outside of the box become taboo? When did me thinking or you thinking differently than everybody else become a terrible thing? Because that's not the same thing as hate. Thinking outside the box, trying to figure out ways to find solutions that aren't everybody else's way to find solutions, that's what has carried us forward as going into a progressive modern movement. I keep thinking about something somebody told me the other day. They said, I should not be able to quote Martin Luther King Jr. Because what? So, I revere MLK, very much so. He was a pioneer for equality, human rights, and he was demonized at his time. He was scorned, he was mocked, and he had dreams to have people in this country treated equally across the board. And the other day I said that I choose to judge people by the content of their character and not by the color of their skin. And someone told me I have no right to quote MLK. Is that what we come to now? That because I am a different race, I don't get to stand beside the people I'm supposed to look up to in history? Is that what it comes to? I'm just curious. Because I don't believe that shit. And if I'm going to be demonized for the next, I don't know, the rest of my life because I believe that I have a right to quote somebody that I think is a pillar of my country, somebody in my history that I should repeat, that I should believe in, simply because I'm white, or what people think of me as white. And let me also say this. White is not an American concept. That shit started way before America showed up, for the record. But if you want to pin that word on me, socially, I'll take it. I'll accept the sins of my ancestors, because they was fucked up, man. Not only was they fucked up, we haven't fixed it. So I'll take that. I'll wear that shit. But at the same time, don't sit here and demonize me to try to fucking fix it. Don't sit here and call me some kind of fucking performative bullshit when I'm actually sitting here trying to figure out how to fucking fix it. Sit here and say that my words aren't genuine because you don't like them. Or to say that you don't like what I say because it doesn't fit in your little pocket perspective. Or that I'm dangerous because I don't shut up when you tell me to. Because I don't understand. Because here's my perspective. In my world, when I grew up, it didn't matter what color I was. It mattered that a whole bunch of people decided because I easily shed tears as a child, that it was a good idea to make me do that more often. And so it was something that kids had a goal at as children, to see if they could make that happen as often as possible. And so that became my daily thing. So for me, being social when I was a child, that was torture. It was nothing for me to be at lunch and be surrounded by kids at my table telling me how. I don't know. I don't even want to repeat the words because they still hurt after 30 years of therapy. So to think that after all that, that people tell me that when I accuse somebody of bullying, that I'm bullshitting, that I'm not, that I'm playing, that I'm performative, or that I'm joking. If I call somebody a bully, I say that with all my fucking heart and soul. With a badge of fucking honor on my chest. If you don't want to be called a bully, leave me the fuck alone. How's that? I wonder how many bullies Twitch had when he was growing up. I wonder how many bullies Anthony Bourdain had when he was growing up. I wonder how many bullies Whitney Houston had when she was growing up. Or, you know, Robin Williams. How many people do we have in our lives that brought us so much amazement that ended up taking their own life and we don't know why? We can't figure out why they were so sad, depressed, uptight, scared, could not connect to the rest of the world and share their pain to a point where we could get them on the right side to where they wouldn't do that. We sit here in this country with all the privileges we have in this country. And fuck you if you don't think you're privileged to be in America, because you're not living in a fucking dirt hole. By all intents and purposes, even our homeless here are privileged compared to other countries. As privileged as we are here, we have more hate for other people in this country, other U.S. citizens, than I have seen in any other country. And it's not just one side. And I will say this. Out of all the beatings, abusings, torture that I went through in all the years I grew up, and all the mental health issues I have now, I don't hate. So explain to me why others find that there's an excuse for it. Because I don't get it. I don't understand And I have yet to have somebody sit down with me and explain that. I have yet to, for anybody to explain to me how my passion for politics, my passion to make sure everybody is treated equal, my passion to make sure that if I go to Washington, the shit that I see now does not continue. My passion for equality for all. How do I do that and shut the fuck up? Explain that to me. Because if I had someone to sit down and I'm going to say this. When people tell me I can't speak on indigenous issues because I'm not indigenous, I can't speak on BIPOC issues because I'm not BIPOC. We have a country with 70% white population. If no one in this country, except BIPOC people, ever speak on these issues and straighten it out, how in the fuck do you straighten it out without 70% of the population taking part in that? How does that fucking work? Because I can't figure the math out. And make, please, I don't even say make it make sense, because the guy on here that says make it make sense tells me I'm a fucking raging lunatic fucking racist, which tells me he doesn't listen. And he doesn't listen to the point where he went into my Discord after trying to be my friend and spied on me, took pictures of it, and then made it to be something it wasn't. And caused hardship to somebody that was my friend. And now it's my fault. Right? And I could sit here and, because nobody's going to subscribe because their hate's not there. Here's why. Here's why I put this on a subscription. As much as everybody says that I am a danger to BIPOC people, as much as everybody says that I am the Genghis Khan of TikTok, they don't want to pay $5.99 to come in here and stop me, do they? Gee. That doesn't sound like anybody wants to actually believe what they say. Not a one of them. Nobody out there that calls me names believes that's who I am. Not a one of them. They know. That's why I'm public. And that's why I'm talking. And actually, you don't need to subscribe to get in the fucking box. So they don't even want to come in the box without anybody being able to chat and call out names, right? So this actually is going to be how I do my lives from now on. If you want to come in and say something, bring your ass in the box. But it's going to be me and you. Not me and you and 1,000 comments. And you feeding off wretched hate. It'll be me and you. And you with your pretend words, calling me what? Let me see. You're going to say I'm victim blaming, or you're going to call me a white savior, or you're going to call me all these other things that you guys like to throw out and try to hurt people with instead of actually learning or actually talking to somebody. Because technically, if 70% of the population is white, and you're fighting to help everybody, how can you not be a white savior if that's what you're going to call it? If you need the laws changed in the country, and Caucasian individuals are 70% of the population, or even 65% of the population, and you need them to change that shit, then what's the point of calling people a white savior? Explain that shit to me. Because you can't. People don't like to talk to me about this because they can't get around the logic that I give them. Because they want to take their idea of what racism is, what colorism is, what hate is, and they want to add it and put it into my thought process, and I don't have that. I don't hate people. I look at you, I look at the words that you send to me, and I process that. I don't look at the person that gives them to me. I don't look at where it comes from. I look at you as a person and an individual, and the words that you are giving me and how they come across. So if you come in an indignant, nasty, bullshit way to me, that's who you are. Doesn't matter what words you say to me. The way you talk to me tells me exactly who you are. So if you think every other white person that said the same thing is me, and you come to me treating me like I'm some horrible person, your predestined judgment on me, I'm going to hang you with that. Because I don't deserve it. And for the most part, I like to go along to get along. I really do. So I want to hear what other people say. And I want to hear what other communities have to say. So for the past 6 months, I've been trying to listen. I've been trying to bring it in. And then people keep telling me to get an education. But when they ask me something and I give them the proper answer to the education, they don't know what to fucking say. So when they ask me what land back means, or they ask me what reparations mean, or they ask me about all these things that I'm supposed to know the answer to, and I actually fucking know the answer, they don't know what to say. So then they just call me names. So I'm done giving a flying fuck off shit what people think about me in this app. I'm done. I've been trying to make friends, share my opinions, and trying to bring people together. But since my hope for unity is seen as some kind of oppression, I don't give a flying fuck what anyone thinks anymore. Not a fucking bit. Not a damn bit. Make your videos about me. Make them good. Because what I said about how other people are going to see those YouTube videos about me, I was serious about that. If y'all think that going and looking at them YouTube videos from an outsider's point of view is going to look favorable on the BIPOC community, y'all are going to be in for a fucking treat. Because they're gonna use what happens to people like Robin Williams, Anthony Bourdain, and Twitch, and they're gonna look at those videos, they're gonna twist that, hurt the BIPOC community, and I warned you about that shit. But you know what? You go ahead. You go ahead and ignore what the fuck I'm saying, And you go ahead and do what you want to do. Because I don't know shit, right? You just continue to fucking think what you want to think. I am done trying to tell people how things are going to be seen from rural America where I fucking come from. Because evidently, nobody else on this fucking app knows what rural America is really about. Otherwise, you would see the same fucking shit I did. Some white ass fucking town in the middle of Montana is going to look at them YouTube videos and go, holy fucking shit. They're going to say that there is a mental health war against people. And they are going to take those videos that are on public YouTube. They're going to put them on local news stations. And they are going to accuse people that are on that video trying to bring out unpopular opinions. And they're going to say that those people that are saying that are being cruel, mean, angry, and vicious. And they are going to use those videos to go after the same people that you're trying to educate. I take that back. They're going to use those videos to go after the people that are trying to educate others. But you know what? You keep ignoring me. You keep going ahead with that. You keep going ahead and pretending that what I'm telling you is nothing. I appreciate you, honey. I understand you gotta go. I love you. Have a good one. Take care. I mean, I don't understand how people really don't connect with that. Because no matter what the BIPOC community does, people always trash them for it. Always. We know this. It doesn't matter what the BIPOC community says or does to try to defend their own rights. Other people on the outside always demonize them for it. Always. And with those thoughts in mind, how can you not see what they're going to do with that type of thing? I don't understand how you're not looking at it in that way. I know how you want to see it. You're saying, oh, look at that fucked up shit that person just said. We're going to put this on YouTube and let everybody know what this person is like. The thing is that most of the people that are going to see those videos already know what a lot of people say. Already know what a lot of people think. You're not making traction with those videos. You're doing it for your own amusement, which is fine. But then you need to do something to keep that in your community. Because when people on the outside, when the 70-year-old old white lady looks at that and she's going to go, oh my gosh, look at what they're doing to that poor white lady. Look at what they're doing to that white boy. We got to go. That is what I'm talking about. The same Karen behavior we're worried about in neighborhoods, you're going to see that kind of behavior go off about those videos. The idea There are perfect people anywhere. It's extremely fucking flawed. So let's make it very clear. There are no angels around here. There are no white angels. There's no black angels. There's no angels of any color, race, creed, gender, specific. There's none. There's no fucking angels out here. So to act like there aren't white criminals or criminals of any other race out here is bullshit. So the idea that we're going to sit here and say that if somebody accuses somebody of something, it has to do with their race, in a lot of people it may. But you better make sure that that is exactly what you're doing. Because when I call out behavior, you can guarantee it's the behavior that I call out. But go do you, boo-boo. Because you know everything, right? I don't know, maybe I should put a couple of these videos on here and let people see on here. So here it is. Oh, this is a video I did. I don't care anymore. Call me what you want to call me. But don't come to me and speak something to me and think I'm going to admit to something I didn't say. Period. My friends, I don't want you to defend me anymore. It's not worth it. This app isn't worth it. This TikTok world of fiction that we live in, it's not worth it. I've been the black sheep and the bad guy for so long in my life. Other people demonizing me, just another day. The fact that people go into other lives and say that I stalk them and that I'm so toxic, but they didn't even come to me and say anything. That is the killer, right? I'm going to stop it right there because I want to talk about this. How in the fuck is somebody a stalker when you ain't never fucking met them off of this app? How is that? Because when I talk to people about somebody that's a stalker, they call your house, they show up outside your house, they follow you around in your car, they actually call you at work, they show up at your work. This is stalker behavior. Stalker behavior is not ending up popping in and out of a room on an app. That's your dumbass stupid fault for not blocking somebody. If you don't want somebody around you on an app, there's a block button. Hit that block button like a big boy or girl, and then you don't have to hear them anymore. But see, the person that accuses me of stalking them, or now there's several people evidently that think I stalk them. Okay. And, but I didn't even know, because God forbid you actually tell the person that you think is stalking them to leave you the fuck alone. Or you send somebody else to give some candy Christmas kind of cookie cutter bullshit, like, leave somebody alone. That quit picking on them. The fuck is that shit? It just amuses me to no end that we're going to connect like stalker activity, like actual people in real life that stalk people, hunt them down, ruin their job, ruin their life, and all that, to an app. Okay. All right. So, we live in a different world now. Okay. So, this is why I don't take fuckers seriously. And the same guy that accuses me of stalking turns around, has people record videos, badly by the way, put them on his YouTube, and then doesn't want me to say anything about me being on his YouTube, but he's stalking me? What kind of Twilight Zone horse shit are we fucking living in? Because to me, that's all kinds of fucked up, crazy, whacked up shit, man. I'm like, what the fuck? That's all kinds of fucked up, crazy, whacked up shit, man. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hi, beautiful. How you
Hi,
doing, my
how you
favorite host?
doing?
How you
All
doing?
right. You
Good.
see, I'm trying something new today.
What you trying?
Well, if people want to chat, they have to subscribe.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, that's a new thing going on. I hear a lot of people, well, a lot of the hosts are saying that. I
So,
see it.
hosts, I mean, you can come in, my friends can come in, and we can chat. But if you want to have this little tit for tat kind of chat, calling me names and shit, you're gonna have to pay for that shit.
There you go. Make them pay, because if they really want to say something bad, they're gonna pay. They're gonna be like, you know what, I want. They're gonna pay. Just give it time. Give it time. They will pay.
And see, they sit here and say that I want to say this and say that. Oh, honey, now I'm going to say it.
I'm gonna
Now
tell
I
you
don't.
this. You have been like, I don't know. You got something in you. You got something in you that's strong. I think because you've been through much. You're one. You're a warrior. I say that with all my heart. I believe that you are, and you're rare. A lot of people can't take the heat. They dish it out, but you can take the heat. And that's special right there, because you know what? People will look up to you. Even though you might not think it. I don't know what you think. But people look up to you, Rose. And I'm not kidding you.
Well, one of
And
my
I know I'm a
friends,
nobody, but they do look up to you.
honey, I see your name. You are not a nobody. I see an ally when I see you. You are my friend.
Yeah.
I saw you
You're
come
my
on. I said,
friend
let me
too.
hit that invite button, honey. So, um, but one of my friends, a mutual of mine, had a miscarriage just recently, and she was being bullied on this app, and she was telling me about it. She was having petite mal seizures, and she would come on this app to play those games and stuff, and they would play lights in the background when she was doing those games on TikTok, and it was causing her to have these seizure freakouts. And they wouldn't leave her alone. They kept bugging her and asking her to play games, right? And so I messaged him. I said, leave the pregnant woman alone. Quit messing with her. Oh, we just want her to play games. Stop it. Leave her the fuck alone. 2 days later, she had a miscarriage.
Wow, the stress from what was going on forced her to have. Wow,
That pisses me off.
that makes me. Yeah, that is that's fucking makes me mad. Damn.
Right. So people did not want to leave her alone. They wanted to continue to harass her on here. Why should she have to leave an app because people are harassing her? Why can't she be on here talking to friends and having a decent time without somebody giving her shit?
Damn.
And I have had a good dozen people start following me and saying, somebody was picking on me too. They're trying to get me to leave the app too. They're dogging me too.
A lot of people I notice wanna bully people to get them off the app. Like, why are you doing that? They don't own TikTok. Don't do that to people.
And I'm like, and they go, well, we want accountability. Fuck you. There's a difference between calling out bad behavior when you see it and hunting people down like they are a canine.
I've
There
seen
is a
people hunt down
vast
people on this
difference.
app. I've even been on lives where they just go at it. It is so wrong. It is so uncalled for.
And I'm trying to warn people because this is going to backfire on the BIPOC community.
Yeah, it's going to. You got to be careful who you deal with. You know, you got to.
I keep telling people these videos on YouTube where they are trying to embarrass people for saying something out of pocket. The wrong people are going to see these videos.
Yeah.
Some
Mhm.
old white people,
Mhm.
and they're going to get all up in their shit about it.
Yeah.
You're these folks. I get it. I get why BIPOC people are upset about racism. I get it. But there's a difference between hate and racism, and the hate that racism it springs from, and complete ignorance.
Yeah. There's a lot of
You cannot
ignorance on here.
you
There's a
cannot
lot.
hate people for ignorance. You can fix ignorance.
Yeah.
You cannot fix hate. And when you hate people for ignorance, you're going to make hate out of that ignorance.
Yeah. That's true. That's
People
true.
that don't understand culture, people that don't understand what other people go through their ignorance, if you attack them, their ignorance is going to turn into fear, and their fear and ignorance is going to turn into hate.
Yeah, I agree. Hey Rose, I gotta get ready to go to work, but I will be back on later. Okay.
All right, girl.
I'll,
Thank you for coming in. Love
I'll
you.
see. I love you. Bye bye.
Bye. Anybody else want to come up and chat? Because I'm dying for the conversation. I'm just not going to sit here and do this back and forth hate thing on the chat. And there's not a lot of people in here because why listen to what Rose has to say if you can't hate on her? But there you go. Who knows? No harm, no foul. Like I said before, I love everybody, but, you know, never mutual. My friends can't even come in the box. What y'all doing, man? Y'all get banned? Y'all need to get off that banana and be able to come up in here and chat, man. Hi, GP. How you doing? You want to come up, GP, and chat? It's up to you, boo. He didn't stay very long. It's all right. I get it. Busy, busy day. You thought I was so terrible. You didn't block me. You didn't say anything to me. You assumed I was stalking you. So you just told everyone else how terrible I was. And assumed that everything I said about you was because of your race, not because of how you acted. But you know what? You'll have a comment to that. And you'll have a response to that. And you'll have a response to that. Because to you, I'm not human. That's how I feel. So, and I'm not saying this to any specific person. So you take it as whatever you think it is.
George Santos, to many
Okay,
of you,
that
was
was
probably
loud.
introduced by Glenn Greenwald. Do you want to?
That was not. Oh, Sam Slider. No. Let's see what else we got here. My YouTube gets pretty loud. I want to hear what this guy's saying about somebody on TikTok. Hold on. Oh, I see that y'all wanted to highlight me on another one. Oh, and this one got 384 views. Oh. You think that's cute? You think it's cute to put me on YouTube because I don't think I shouldn't be able to. Let me guess. I live in America among other races, And I shouldn't be able to defend other people against racism. Because right here it says, saying she shouldn't be told not to talk about BIPOC issues because of the color of her skin. That's what y'all are funny. You realize how that's going to sound? Y'all realize how that's going to sound? I'm downloading that before you take it down. That right there. Okay. Y'all's really, really funny. I wonder how big this is. Oh, and what's the remarks?
Anti-racist. And it should not be something that I am limited on because of the color of my skin. Very much willing to listen to any indigenous or BIPOC people that are around me who want to help me understand. I don't understand being told that I should not speak, that are harmful to other people, that other people are completely ignorant about. And you can, by all accounts, absolutely call out racism. Be anti-racist. And it should not be something that I am limited on because of the color of my skin. Very much willing to listen to any indigenous or BIPOC people that are around me who want to help me understand. I don't understand being told that I should not speak, that are harmful to other people, that other people are completely ignorant about. And you can, by all accounts, absolutely call out racism. Be anti-racist. And it should not be something that I am limited on because of the color of my skin.
So you just said on YouTube that I should be able to call out racism, but then I shouldn't be able to say anything because of the color of my skin. Well, y'all kill me. Y'all really think that that's something that the rest of the country is not going to support me on? Really? Okay. Let me go ahead and keep that for my own thing. That is lovely. That is just quite lovely. Caleb, hello. You want to follow me, but y'all don't want to let me speak without muting me when I'm in your live, guys. When I'm in someone else's live and I'm trying to say something, I get muted like there ain't no tomorrow. Don't worry, I won't come in anybody else's live now. Since when I have something to say, I get muted, I'll just come in here and say what the fuck I want to say. And that wasn't to anybody specifically. That was just to whoever. So, yeah. I guess I'll have to screen record. It's not going like that. Okay.
Very much willing to listen to any indigenous or BIPOC people that are around me who want to help me understand. I don't understand.
Anna, come in the box. Come talk to me, friend.
Very much willing to listen to any indigenous.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
Baby, I'm getting ready to go to the gastroenterologist. I have a couple
Oh,
minutes,
okay.
and I saw that you were on, and I said, "Oh, let me stop in and say hi." We're not having any problems, are we?
No, I just changed my format a little bit. Um, unless you subscribe, you won't be able to chat. Okay.
Right. That's why I didn't bother. I just sat here and kind of listened. You had some strange gentlemen on before that I really didn't understand too well. I don't know if he was he Ukrainian or was he Russian?
Yeah, he was he was asked we had a language barrier.
Yeah.
So he got kind of pissed at me.
Oh God. Well, who doesn't?
That's why you know what? That's why I restricted my chat. Because if you want to call me names and be nasty to me, pay for the privilege.
Pay for it. Pay for it.
So you know what? That's my thing. My friends and anybody I let in the box, where we can have a chat. But if you want to be nasty to me, give me the money.
No, this is ridiculous.
So
I mean,
they put
like
me on
the other.
YouTube again, dear. They put me on there again, and because I said that I should be able to talk about anything I want to talk about.
And they did that to Kim too, and he is so upset. He said they put that I'm a rude, aggressive person. He says they don't know me. And then
That's
April
just it.
came in. April
And you
came
know
in
what?
and told him.
and here's my thing. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, people don't realize that is not going to look good on them.
No, absolutely not.
This is what I keep trying to warn people about. They think this is a win for them. This is not a win for them.
No.
As
No
soon
way.
as some rich white dude sees that, he is some dude with power and money is going to freaking go off on all that shit. And then it's going to be bad for everybody that's seen in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I am trying to say, this is not good for you. This is not good for the BIPOC community. I understand where you're coming from. I know this feels like public justification. I know that you want to call out racism. But racism and ignorance are two very different things. And if you do not acknowledge that ignorance needs a gentle education, because when you talk to people that don't know, they are appalled at what they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we actually educate people, they are on the side of BIPOC people. But we have to educate them.
And how else can we educate if we don't go into their rooms and find out information?
And how else can we educate if we are not being you can't be condescending in education. You can't be cruel. And yes, some of these people that they are talking to are very cruel, rude, racist. Okay, there are some people that deserve the comeuppance that they get. But if you are going to treat people that are ignorant or people that are not racist like this, you're going to create a pocket of hate inside the ignorance.
Yep.
People that are ignorant, they're going to, inside their ignorance, they're going to hear this condemnation and they're going to be like, those people are mean.
I don't know if I can talk. People can listen. They just can't come in. Because I don't want to give out any names, but the girl the other night that she had a beef with me, I found her rude. I really found her rude, where I got to a point of where I disliked her. And then all her followers, I got to the point of disliking them. And I don't know them. I don't want to be like that.
And you had acknowledged that you said something wrong.
Yes.
You had said, I'm sorry, I said the wrong wording. I shouldn't have said it that way.
Right.
And instead of letting that go and letting you learn from the moment, we had to hammer it in like a ton of bricks.
Yep. Yep.
And so, how do we teach somebody something that they can learn without treating them like they are an animal?
Right.
Because there you go. As soon as you try to teach something and educate somebody, they want to learn. But as soon as you
Exactly.
treat them like they are an animal or somebody that does not deserve respect, they are going to see the teacher as not an educator, but as a cruel apartheid ruler.
Yes. Yes.
And then they
Yes.
are going to
And
see you
yes.
as going, wow, you're mean. I don't want anything to do with you. I'm going to go back over here to my white people that are nice to me.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not true.
That's a fact.
That's exactly what people are going to do. And that is not going to be just old white people. That's going to be anybody that is culturally separated from BIPOC people
Right.
that does not understand. And so people better start thinking about and remembering the difference between racism and ignorance.
Good luck with that.
That's why I won't shut up.
And I don't blame you. But they all came in and got on you.
But but it doesn't matter if 1,000 people are wrong, they're still wrong.
Wrong. Yeah, but they're saying you're wrong. You're wrong.
And they can continue to say I'm wrong. If I'm not wrong, I'm still going to say it.
I'm just like appalled at the way they acted the other night.
They are. That's how I've been treated for 5 months.
I can't.
5 months. What you got that night for a half hour when they were getting on you about one word you said wrong?
Yeah.
They have been attacking me like that for 5 months. And then wonder why I have almost a dozen accounts. Wonder why every one of my accounts, and none of them have the name Rosebud in them. None of them except this one. So to think that you're going to go back in through and look at an account and see my name, see anything with my name, see anything shared by me on there, no, because I've scrubbed them. So when they say that they can't find that there's troll accounts of me, an account that does not have this picture and this name on it that says Rosebud is not me. So when they go in there and they look at all those Rosebud accounts, not a one of those fuckers is me. Not a one of them. And there are some legit other Rosebuds on there. There's a lot of people on this app. But if you look on there, there's accounts with 300 followers, 200 followers, 100 followers. Yes. Okay, those are not me. Right. Those are not real accounts. So the idea that they are, there's one. There's an old account that says rosebud.kimberly. That is me. But it's a dormant account.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, there are no other accounts in there with the name Rosebud that are me. So the idea that they're going to sit here and say, "Oh, look at all these Rosebud," those aren't me, motherfuckers.
Right, right, right.
And when I say people go in there, look, they copy my picture, they copy my name, and then they go in and they say they're me, and they say some nasty shit. Like that N-word shit. You know I didn't say that.
I know that was not your voice. I know. I can't believe they even pull that shit.
And the idea that I went into some woman's room and told her she wasn't black enough to be black?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
What was the kid, 13 years old?
And then the kid could not say for sure that was me.
Right.
And then they blamed me because he didn't have the memory that could confirm. Look, fuckers, I'm done with this shit. You actually brought a child in to platform a child into something they had nothing to do with. And you had a pregnant woman talking all kinds of crazy shit while she was in labor. How many drugs did she take before she went in there? Right?
I
I
never
mean,
even seen her. I've never
and I
seen her
mean,
before,
she's been
except
blocked from my live, so she actually has come in here and tried to be toxic to me. Because I looked at all the accounts that were blocked on my lives.
yeah.
She was on there. So I mean, and then they're mad at me about this whole Travis thing. Travis was my
Oh,
friend for the 5 months everybody shit on me.
yes. So what
Okay.
do? Just drop him?
So now don't get me wrong. I have since blocked him. But yesterday I found out that the woman that they were saying that he was abusing,
Yeah.
she got a PFA against him.
What is
As
that?
soon as I
Order of protection?
Yeah, as soon as I found that shit out, he's gone.
Oh, I didn't know.
Right. But see, I'm not going to take any other woman's word for it on this app that has been with all these people being toxic to me. I'm not going to believe all that shit.
No,
Okay? Not over my friend's word.
no.
But when
Absolutely
I
not.
found out that he took her keys from her and
Oh
that
my.
he held that over her head and that she got a PFA against him,
Well, wait a
and I
minute.
heard
Why
that,
did he? What was the reason that he would take her keys?
I don't know, but I heard that when it wasn't me on an account, so I know they weren't saying it to me to get some kind of power play. They were telling somebody else, so I knew it was true, right? When I knew that was a fact, then I kicked his ass to the curb.
Right.
Other than that, I don't owe anybody else a fucking explanation of who I am or who I have in my room. It goes by what I feel is right.
Exactly.
So if I really truly think that he did something wrong, I will take care of that. Until then, you don't get to tell me what the fuck to do. Because I think
That's
you're
the
all
whole
kinds of
thing.
full of shit.
That's the whole thing. I'm like, I can't believe these people come into her room, harass her, and tell her, you can't have him on your platform. Where do I live? That people are telling us things like
And
that.
then my friend here, they attack her like a dog. I'm like, we are done with this shit.
Which
They
one?
did. They came at me hard. They
Is
came
that
at me real
Frankie?
hard.
Yeah.
It is.
They came at you now?
Yeah, the other night. They told me, they didn't ask me. They demanded that I take BLM and LGBTQIA off my bio. And I said, I said, bitch, I am not taking that. I am a member of that community. I will not take that out of my bio. Who the fuck are you
Yeah, I mean,
to demand that I take something out of my bio that I belong to that community? Fuck all the way off. Like who are you?
exactly.
And so now my lives, if you want to chat in here, you're going to have to subscribe.
And I also said, I will not take BLM off of there. I had a son who was.
You okay, Frank?
Yeah.
Did you drop your phone?
Frankie, are you all right?
I might have an echo. Yeah, my daughter just called.
Oh, it's okay.
So if I'm
It's
echoing,
okay.
I'll drop down.
Okay, no problem. You can come back up.
Let me drop down.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll see you later, Frankie, because I got to get ready to go to the doctor.
Yeah, go ahead and get ready to your appointment. I'm just letting my friends know. All my friends are still welcome. I hate charging my friends to be able to chat, but I don't know how else to control the chat while still being public so I can be heard.
Exactly. What a sin.
So,
No problem.
I'm not, you know what? I'm done with the bullshit. I do a lot in my life to go along to get along, as long as it doesn't breach my personal code of ethics. Okay. And I don't consider that other people are responsible for my behavior or that I'm responsible for theirs. Okay.
Exactly.
But at the same time, if I truly believe somebody is wrong, or that I am wrong, I will come out and say I'm
You
wrong.
say it. That's it.
Right.
But the only thing is they don't accept apologies. And
Right.
they
And that
say
was
you're
the
a
other thing.
liar on top
Travis
of
had
that.
already told me he made 3 apology videos and none of them were good enough.
Yeah. There you
And
go.
then
Right.
I watched another BIPOC woman tear into these other women about a whole different issue that was not. I'm a white woman, so I can't talk about between indigenous and black issues like that. I'm not getting into it. Okay, I'll talk about things political and making sure people get their rights and stuff. But when it comes to that, what he called somebody pretendian. Okay, which is basically saying that they're indigenous or they're whatever and they're not. All right, I don't want anything to do with that shit because I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe you should tell somebody they're not something
Did
if they
you
are
hear
whatever.
him say that? Or what
I heard him
happened?
say it on a video.
Oh. That's a
Okay,
different story. Yeah.
so but he said he was wrong in saying it. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was wishy-washy on the friend thing. If he says he's wrong and he's sorry, and I'll let you back up, we'll talk about it. So it was a back and forth thing. But then yesterday when I found out that his ex got a PFA against him, and I actually knew that was true, boom, you're gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't. When I actually know that you have actually done something to be toxic, I can no longer allow you to be on here saying things.
Right.
Well,
And I
you know,
don't
the
hate
whole
him.
thing with the keys with his ex, he's explained that. I don't know him that well. I've only been in a few lives with him, and the live that I was in with him the other night, he was in that live for several hours, and I was in there with him, and I didn't know that it was him because he was under the Dark Brandon account. And he was extremely respectful the entire time. And even when he was under the Travis account, I never saw him. I personally, and that's all I can speak on, is what I've seen personally. I've never seen that kind of behavior from him. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? But all I can speak on is what I've seen. And so somebody was saying the other night, oh, so just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's true. And I said, for me, it's not.
Right. And see, that's the thing.
In trouble
I
for
don't
that,
give
though.
I don't give a shit rat's about some rumors. This isn't some damn high school dropout bullshit.
Well, that's what it
Okay.
And
seems like.
if you look, Rose, it's a particular group of women,
Yes.
and I trust one woman out of that group who I consider a friend of mine. The rest of them, they're a bunch of vindictive, nasty women.
Yes.
And I don't know what their beef
Yes.
is. I don't care what their beef is. The person that sent that video to my friend, and then he came and asked me, hey, do you know this person? I said, well, kind of, sort of, which started that whole 4 or 5 hour live the other night. When I went back and looked at the video, I went, oh, she's the one that sent it to you. And the only reason that video got sent to him was because Travis was in his live. Well, how did anybody know he was in his live the night before? Because somebody is still his friend and is following him around.
And they're following him around. They're following him around, reporting him to other people, and they're going around gossiping and getting people fighting. So that's my thing. So if Travis is off point, or I'm off point, or this is off point, that's okay. Let's deal with that. But then we have people in the background who are playing, this is my friend, but I'm over here being this friend, and I'm over here being this friend, but I'm not really friends with any of them. I'm just sharing shit with everybody.
Yep. And that is not
That's
okay.
my thing. That's my thing. I want to find out the little trolls that are starting all the shit.
And here's my
Listen,
thing, Rose.
ladies, I love you. I will see
I
you
know,
later,
Annie. You got to go to
hopefully.
your appointment.
No, put it
So
down.
take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, baby. I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good
Okay.
appointment.
Oh God,
Put it down,
I'm
please.
praying for it. Take care,
Leave it
girls.
down. Thank you. No, ma'am, leave it down. Okay,
But
Granny's gonna
right.
take.
So
Stop it,
so
stop it,
then
stop it.
and then they want I was talking about you before when I said I know a friend that was completely kicked off this app and then
Yep.
had to come back on another account. And they go, "Well, who was it?" I said, "Fuck you. I don't tell people anything." I
Well,
said,
just in the
I,
last 3 days, I've been blocked by a lot of people since it's coming out that I'm who I was before. I'm being blocked by a lot of people again. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Block
well,
me. I don't give a shit.
I don't even know what account you were before and I don't care. You're my friend and it doesn't matter what name you were before because you and I are friends and it doesn't matter if your name is Coco Chanel.
It wasn't that.
But you get what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah, I
If I
understand.
have a conversation with you and we get to know each other, your name shouldn't matter. Right?
Well, it's come out, and this is the weird thing. It's come out that okay, but you can't spill it, please. It's come out that the person that came after me is the same person that came after London. She's one of the people that came after you. And there are 8 people now that we know of that she's come after, and she's a little unhinged.
Is it no cap?
No, but she's a part of that group.
Or is it uh I have a hard time saying her name. Love and Life?
It's Ellie.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. No, but look, here's what happened to me. That one thing that I said about the whole birth dearth,
Hmm.
and I explained I was wrong in that whole thing. I didn't understand the concept of protected spaces in this app. I didn't understand how I walked on people. I was wrong.
Hmm.
Okay. But nobody would listen to me explain that I was wrong and why I was wrong and that I was sorry.
Right.
And so it went from and what it is if you have OCD or you have some things in your brain, you want to fix things, right?
Right.
You get this trigger in your brain and you just want to fix it. You just want to constantly fix it. You just want to fix it.
Put it down.
And especially if you have a good heart. You just want to fix it. That's all. You just want to apologize to the right person, tell them you're sorry, you didn't mean anything by it, and move on. But what happens is these folks make 30, 40, 50 copies of the same video, and then they share it everywhere. And one incident gets shared massively. And then no matter what room you go in, you're blocked, you're doxxed, or you're called out. And what I tell people, the whole thing with Travis is this. How long do you treat somebody like a scumbag before they start acting like it?
Mm.
So I mean, I don't excuse, you notice he's blocked on my app. That I don't excuse bad behavior.
Right.
At the same time, when you look at something psychologically, social constructs, and especially bad social constructs, affect who we are and who we turn out to be. If you are constantly demonized by your peers or who you think your peers are, if you are constantly hated on by others, if you are constantly dragged into this, you know you're a good person, but everybody else thinks you are dog shit. Everybody else. How long do you go through that before you eventually start believing that you are the dog shit everybody tells you you are?
And start acting like the dog shit that you think you are.
And so what's going on with Travis? Yes, did some bad things with Clarissa or what's going on with his girlfriend. Okay. But he has been so demonized in the last 8 months by these people that now he's gotten to the point where all I can do is fight back.
Yeah.
I don't have any way to let it go and get my woman back and have the peace and love and grace that I had before. So now I have no alternative but to attack.
Well, see, that's where I am, Rose. Look, I got drugged so hard starting back in July, and I told Root this the other day, and I told London this too. I finally decided after the other night that when I got drugged in July, I got dragged for literally no reason. And that has been, the truth about that has been told by somebody who was involved in it. Now she has come to the realization that she was wrong in the whole thing. And now she's come forward and said, and has apologized and said, Ellie's really, like, she's got some issues, and people that are still in her corner, they just haven't come to the realization yet. But she's like, right? And she said,
Because
I was
I
so
believe
wrong,
she
and I'm
has
so sorry.
I believe it's possible she has a mental disorder.
Well, that's part of what has been said. But
Now
I
that's
got dragged.
I'm not gonna come right out and say somebody does, because I don't have the clinical
Right,
ability to do that.
right. And neither
But
do
when you
I.
are a sweet, kind, candy-coated Christmas in front of some people, and then you become an attack dog in front of
Yep,
others,
yep. So that's something that has, and I'm not a, I can't say that either. But this, I've said the same thing, because she was supposed to be my friend, and then all of a sudden she turned on me like a pit bull. Thank you, mommy. And for no reason, and I was never given a reason. But I was dragged so hard for no reason. And so I told London and I told Root, this is where I stand at this point. If I get dragged again and I get whatever at this point, I don't give two flying rats fucks about it. And I am going to go down swinging. You will not take me down for no reason. I am going to fight
the
like
same thing with
fucking
Root
hell.
last night. The other night I was in Root's live, he wouldn't let me up. Would not let me
Because,
up.
okay, so only because, not because at that point, Rose, he was trying to de-escalate everything. He was
But I
trying to
couldn't
bring it
say,
down.
he wouldn't let me talk to anybody. He wouldn't let me speak about anything.
He,
How
well,
am I going to talk? How am I going to say anything? How am I going to defend myself if I can't speak? And that's the same thing they all do. They all do it, Frankie. None of them let me say
I
anything.
understand, baby. I was up in the box, and he wasn't even really letting me talk either. It had gotten to the point where it just came down to nothing. It had gotten down to, it was about London's hair, and it was between Taurus and London, and then Sparkle Pony was being a little off the chain.
And here's the thing about London, that whole Agent 68, that was a game between us and her and TikTok. London was my very first friend here in this app.
Yeah.
My very first friend that was ever nice to me.
Yeah.
And we used to sit in her room for hours and talk about abortion and talk about all kinds of different things like that.
Yeah.
And then they used to do that. She would be like, "Hey, all my agents come in." And it used to be a joke on TikTok. And I was like, "Oh, I want to be an agent. Can I be Agent 68?" Because my handle is Rosebud1668. And I said, "Can I be Agent 68?" And she said yes. That's why I had Agent 68 in my profile. Had nothing to do with Discord.
But you weren't ever on Discord, right?
I was never on her Discord. I'm on my Discord.
So that's what the whole That's what the whole fight is about, is that everybody's saying that you were in the agency, which was the Discord.
Mims went in there in my Discord because he was part of my Discord. He went in there and took screenshots of my Discord, and and I have Ellie and everybody's name in there, the people that are attacking me in my Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He took those screenshots and then turned around and said that London's in my Discord. And that she was part of the people that part of my group that are attacking other people.
Okay.
So Mims went in and said that London's part of my Discord, and then that got twisted into me being part of London's Discord.
Okay.
So me and London both have a Discord, but neither one. She's not in mine. I'm not in hers. And the
Got
whole
it.
Agent 68 was a thing that was on TikTok. I didn't even realize that her Discord and her whole thing with the agent thing had anything to do with TikTok. And then Mr. fucking Hawk, Seahawk, who has caused more shit between me and my Moist Movement friends and everything else. Hawk is one of these fuckers that hates me. And he came in and accused me of being an actual secret agent for the CIA or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I laughed in his face and he got upset.
Well, that's what they were doing. That's what they were doing to London too, was saying the whole agency thing. That, do you know Ellie accused London of having her quote unquote agents come across the country, because Ellie lives in Florida, 45 minutes from me. She was accusing London of having her agents come across the country to go through her mail. Give me a fucking break.
Right. So all this, I was supposed to have started, and I was just London's friend.
Hey, too much noise. Thank you.
So all this that I started, and I was just London's friend. And then all of a sudden, London blocks me, Hawk blocks me, everybody just blocks me. And I'm like, I don't even know what the hell happened. Nobody tells me anything. Nobody informs me of anything. I get kicked off of other Discord servers I was on, and other people that we are mutual friends with. Other people like Divided States and Mary and what's her name? Dio or Rio. All these other friends that I had, they have all decided that I'm hateful and I cause all kinds of trouble and everybody I mean, just massive amounts of people out of nowhere blocking me and hating me.
My
And I'm
love, you are making far too much noise. No, ma'am. Okay, go play with your toys, please, or eat your apple. Ugh, you're making me crazy. I told them the other night, because I told them the reason that I am standing up for you, the reason that I'm standing up for Travis, the reason that I was doing it the other day was because y'all were being attacked for no reason that I could see. I came in your room and you had 3 people. There were 2 people in your box that were your friends. And then you had 3 people that were just out and out attacking you. And after what happened in July, I'm not going to stand back and just watch that shit happen. And that's why I came up in your box and yelled at the people that were up here attacking you. And somebody said, so you don't really know what's going on. I said, I know enough about what's going on. And they said, so you think it's okay to stand up and protect somebody when you don't know the whole story? I said, okay, so any of y'all know the whole story? And you're sitting here bashing people. So you're bashing someone. You don't know the whole story. I'm protecting someone. I don't know the whole story. Which one is worse? Protecting someone or bashing someone? Which one is worse? Please tell me. I will go down swinging, and I will stand 10 toes down on that, Rose.
here's my thing. I was okay with my secret accounts and just hanging out and listening and sharing. And I was okay with all that when it was just me. When people just hated me. When I was the hate target. But that wasn't good enough because I didn't leave the app. They had to start attacking other people that I was hanging out with. So they had to come into lives that other people that accepted me for me, because they would have conversations with me and know who I was. So instead of just letting it lie, they attacked Georgia Pup, they attacked other people, and they would just attack everybody that I would be in a room with. And I would quickly find out which hosts didn't give a shit about that and which hosts did. And then we would like Michael. I know he's going through hospice and a lot of shit right now, so I can't even judge him on anything. And other people be like, well, if they're your true friends, you don't understand. Even friendship only goes so far.
Mm-hmm.
How much does a friend go through before they say, I just can't be around you right now? Because some people, if they stand on principle, if they stand for a certain thing, they're going to have an atmosphere of some such or whatever it is. And if you're going to be their friend, you have to accept that atmosphere. And so if you truly want to be somebody's friend, you have to look at the whole package. You can't just say, I enjoy having a talk to my friend, and then say, well, but whenever there's a lot of chaos or they say something they're going to stand on principle, I'm going to be not okay with all the hullabaloo and hundreds of people arguing with them. I cannot ask other people to stand against hundreds of people.
No, it
And
has
so,
to be their choice.
right. So I don't expect my friends to stand beside me. And I don't blame people for not doing so. Because unlike a lot of other people, I understand how the real world works. If you're not going to stand by yourself on principle, don't do it. Don't expect everybody else to stand with you if you can't stand by yourself. So no, I don't blame my friends that didn't have the tenacity to stand by me with all the hate. I'm not upset at people that didn't stand beside me and say, I'm going to take the hate with you. The only thing that upsets me is that all my friends that just couldn't message me and say, I can't be around you anymore. They just couldn't even give me the love or the respect enough to say that. They just blocked me.
I think that's hard for people though, Rose. I think that's hard for people to say
But
it
on an
out loud.
app, it's hard on the phone. It's hard in real life. But it's real easy to say something in a message. To just message somebody and say, sorry, man, I can't handle the toxicity. What does it do to the other side to just be ostracized and not understand why?
I tried to understand that when it happened with Ellie back in July. I begged her. I have text messages. I sent all the text messages.
I really care about Michael as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
To
the point where I go in on another account just to hang out and see if he's okay. But I was blocked with no right or rhyme or reason, just because other people think that I'm toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't even just send me a message and say, sorry, Rose, I can't do it anymore. So no, that part I have a hard time with.
I went into a live yesterday and I said, because I've started telling people who I am from before, and now that all of the stuff is coming out about Ellie, and I was told that it would be okay now to go into a group where she's been taken out of that group. And so I went in and I said, hey, host, I'm Kate's mom. And as soon as I said that, I got blocked. I was like, wow, okay. Okay.
But you know what? That part I've gotten used to. Because I've gone in so many mutuals' lives, and certain toxic people like Ellie or Joe have just blocked me without even giving me recognition as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten used to that. It's the personal.
Oh, this was a person I was friends with. This is a
Yeah.
person I was absolutely friends with.
Like Divided States, when he just kicked me out of his server, that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he was a good person. Here's another one that killed me yesterday. I had somebody tell me I can't quote Martin Luther King Jr.
What?
As an American
Stop it.
citizen, because I'm white, I should not be able to quote MLK.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you absolutely can.
Oh, I know I can. It just killed me that somebody had the gall to tell me that. And now that I look at somebody else's thing, they have a big old picture of me on there and arguing that I can talk about BIPOC issues. Baby, 385 views on there. You better make it 3,000 because you fucking A right. I'm going to talk about every issue I want to talk about. I'm an American citizen, and if I want to talk about BIPOC issues, I'm going to talk about BIPOC issues. You got a problem with that? Bring it on.
See, people telling me that I say anything about my son who was black or my husband who was black is tokenizing. That's bullshit. I did not marry a black man to get pregnant and have a black son to become a part of the black community. I married my husband because I was in love with him. And I had a child because I wanted to have a child, not to become a part of the black community or to prove anything about inclusivity or
Right.
anything like
Just
that.
like they call any bitchy woman a Karen. Why don't you take that shit back and go look your shit up on an encyclopedia or actually go look up what a fucking Karen is? Because a Karen is somebody that actually puts the life of a BIPOC individual in danger with her racist, nasty bullshit. That's what a Karen is. A Karen is not just some bitchy ass woman driving down the road. But people think that they just so when people call me a Karen, I get pissed off about that shit.
We've taken words, Rose, and the meanings have been twisted, the definitions have been changed, words have been changed, and they keep changing them, they keep twisting them, and nobody knows what the fuck anything means anymore.
Nope. I'm done. I'm done being called a racist. I'm done being called a Karen. I'm fucking done. You think I hate like that? A racist is a hater. You think I fucking hate? You bring your ass on in here and have the conversation and prove I'm a hater. Otherwise, take your ass to YouTube and play the thing where I said I will talk and speak on any fucking thing I want as a free American in the United States. I will say and speak on any fucking thing I want to. And since nobody gives a flying fuck about my feelings, I am unfucking caring about what somebody else wants me to think about on theirs. I'm done. Sorry, hun, if you had to back out because I snapped or something. Did somebody report you? If that happens, oh no, they didn't report you. Okay. We got a whole bunch of watchers in here now, huh? Wonder how long it'll take them to get pissed enough to subscribe just so they can pay $6 to come in and yell at me. I don't know. Big hair don't care. Repeat what I said earlier. You can only shit on somebody so long until they decide that let's just fucking light the whole bitch on fucking fire. Because I'm ready for that shit. I'm not somebody that run away. I love how they put this video on YouTube, like I'm gonna be ashamed of that. And 385 views.
Very much willing.
Yeah, let's make sure we put that on fucking Twitter too. Because I'm good with that. Let's see what Twitter thinks about that. Rosebud being told, okay, you tell me anything you want. That don't mean I'm going to listen.
Very much willing to listen to any Indigenous or BIPOC people that are around me who want to help me understand. I don't understand being told that I should not speak, that are harmful to other people, that other people are completely ignorant about.
And you can, by all accounts, absolutely call out racism. Be anti-racist.
And it should not be something that I am limited on because of the color of my skin.
Well, that was a 30-second clip. How about that?
Sorry, my internet connection went out.
I was worried somebody reported you.
Yeah, I thought they reported you. That's funny.
I'm not even. Did you hear that?
Which
Somebody
part?
put a 30-second clip on YouTube about me saying I'm going to talk about BIPOC issues.
From right then,
And
just
then,
now when you were
yeah,
saying it?
when I was playing it, and they edited it. Don't you love that? They edited it so that they took out anything good I said. They thought I said about it. Like I'm scared to say this.
Very much willing to listen to any Indigenous or BIPOC people that are around me who want to help me understand. I don't understand being told that I should not speak, that are harmful to other people, that other people are completely ignorant about.
And you can, by all accounts, absolutely call out racism. Be anti-racist.
And it should not be something that I am limited on because of the color of my skin.
When did you have that conversation?
Yesterday.
They're quick.
And it was cut because that conversation was about 3 or 4 minutes long, and that's only 30 seconds. So they cut out the part about my Indigenous daughter. They cut out the part of my indigenous husband. They cut out the part that actually I said that this is part of my life, that I have, that my BIPOC family, they
But Rose,
didn't want
that's
to.
tokenizing. You can't talk about your family because that's tokenizing. Damn it.
You know what?
That pisses me off so bad.
It's tokenizing when it's negative. It's tokenizing when you're trying to prove something that is not true. It's tokenizing when it's, I'm not a raging racist because I have a friend that's black. That's tokenizing.
I see, and I hate the fact that when I mention my son and my ex-husband, I hate the fact that I have to mention them because I'm trying to prove that I'm not racist. Why do I have to prove that I'm not racist? Why are you pushing me into a corner that I feel like I have to prove that I'm not racist to you? By mentioning my son and
here's the thing.
my ex-husband. This is so stupid.
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this because I've had many, many personal conversations with black friends, with conservative black friends, with liberal black friends, who have told me that in their opinion, I have not said anything out of pocket, that I have not said anything wrong, that I am not doing anything wrong, both on the conservative and the liberal side. Now, how is that possible? And then I have a whole bunch of people of various races telling me that I'm wrong. How is it that I have the same people of the same background, the same race, the same culture telling me it's okay what I'm saying? And then over here, some of the people from that race and culture, but then we have a whole bunch of other people that are not. And they're all telling me that I shouldn't say jack fuck all. And the only reason they're telling me I shouldn't say jack fuck all is because of the color of my skin. Because when they ask me to define something, I give the right answer. When they ask me to educate myself, when they demand I educate myself, let's put it that way, because they don't know my education. They don't ask me to define something, or when they do, I give them the proper definition. So it's not about them telling me to have an education. It's about them trying to get me to shut up, which is hate. You don't like me. You want to say something to me. You're not about me. You hate me. So you want me to shut up. It's not about that you don't care about the BIPOC community. You don't want to see people get land back. You don't want to see restitution. You don't want to see America actually thrive with everybody being equal. Because if that's what you wanted, that's what you would say.
That's a big part of what I think is going on. All of the left is fighting with all of the left. BIPOC people are fighting with BIPOC people. White people are fighting with white people. Everybody's fighting with everybody. Whether you're in the same group or in a different group, everybody's just fighting with.
And this is what I'm also trying to tell people. And every time I try to say this, everybody says, well, that makes sense. And then they turn around and go back to wherever they're doing. Hi, Maureen. How are you doing, honey? I'm so glad you signed in. It came in. I'm sorry I made you pay for $5.99. I feel kind of bad about it. But here's my thing. And this is a fact. The reason that the reason that our politicians are trying to take TikTok out of government phones, the reason that TikTok is being removed from many company, organization platforms, the reason that they are trying to restrict their use is because TikTok is, this app is not an American app. And there is no way to control the information that's coming through this app. And there's a lot of information, and there's a lot of people coming in here that are trying to divide us. So we have Chinese trolls in here, we have Russian trolls in here, and they're not telling people they're Chinese or Russian. They're just coming in here pretending to be American, pretending to be on one side or the other, and they're trying to divide us. And so we can't trust what everybody's saying. So how many of those hundreds of people after me or Travis are actually Russian or Chinese trolls? And this is what I've been telling people now. Our country is only headed into 3 different final directions. One, we're either going to figure out all this shit, come together, unify, and by the turn of the century, we're going to be stronger, better, and probably the most successful country in the world. 2, we are going to continue down this path of division, and another country is going to come in and take over. Or 3, we are going to have a civil war. A 21st century civil war, but the same nonetheless, which will look like something akin to what we see on The Walking Dead without zombies. You'll see little factions of people here and there taking care of their own shit because you don't have a central government to take care of everything. I don't know about anybody else, but I would like the first one. But for us to unify and make the first one happen, we're going to have to start concentrating on what makes us the same instead of what makes us different. That means we're going to have to acknowledge that we're all Americans, we're all humans, and we all fuck up.
Stop.
So, I mean, we have to, the unification thing, we're all going to have to start admitting that none of us are perfect. Yes, Maureen. Would you like to come up, honey? I won't platform Travis anymore. I found out yesterday that his girlfriend has a PFA against him. That's a line I won't cross. Now that I know that's a fact, I cannot allow him to come in here and speak anymore. No problem, Maureen. You are off. You are allowed to speak and say anything you like, hon. You've been my friend for quite a while, and I value your opinion. In my opinion, as far as Travis goes, I think that he has been personally sidewound with this for so long that he can't see clearly, and he's hurting emotionally, and it's causing him to backlash and lash out, and he is
No.
not on the right side right now. He needs to back off a little bit and think a little bit more clearly.
Very much.
Yeah, and I did look into that. The person that he's referring to is not a Navy SEAL that I'm aware of. They are they were in the military, and the person that he said was going to come after them is not going to do that. So that's not going to happen.
Stop.
Go ahead, Frankie.
Oh no, I was telling my granddaughter to stop.
I thought you were talking about me. I was saying something wrong.
No. Sorry, no. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But I happen to know about what Maureen is talking about here, and I happen to know that nobody's going to come after that person. Travis was blowing off steam when he said it, and the person he was referring to had no idea they were being talked about like that, and they have no intention of coming after anybody.
That's true.
Not to mention, huh?
No, that's true. I know who you're talking about also. And they didn't have any idea that Travis was using their name or however he said it.
And
But
I
no.
believe they said they're not a Navy SEAL either.
No, they're not.
So-
They were an Army Ranger.
So, although Army Rangers are pretty freaking tough.
Oh, the person he's talking about is really scary, and I wouldn't want to come across him.
No, but they are also upset that they were used in that way to threaten
absolutely.
somebody.
Yep, absolutely. But here's what I'll say about that whole situation. And please don't get me wrong. I am not defending, and I know that it sounds like I am. I'm not defending Travis's actions because I think he's gone over the top in some of the things that he's done. I also think, though, and please know that this is coming from a woman who has been in the past in a 5-year domestic violence marriage. I have also been essayed and raped. I have been all of the things that a woman can possibly be, okay, in the negative. I'm not a little Pollyanna.
I have
whatever.
too. I've been through quite a bit. So I mean, we're not spring chickens that haven't had this happen to us.
Right. So that's where this is coming from. The group of women that's after him, that are coming after him. They said the other night in that live, we have to take all of everything that he's saying as fact. We have to be careful about everything that he's saying. No, you don't. You have to use some discernment. You have to use some common sense. Do you really think that an Army Ranger is going to show up at your front door? Give me a break.
And do you realize that if one did and they were arrested, what kind of penalty they would get for doing such?
An Army Ranger is not going to, an Army Ranger or a Navy SEAL is not going to come after a person just because Billy Bob on TikTok said, go after this person. That is not, so can we please use some fucking common sense in this? So if Travis is blowing off some steam and says, I've got a friend that is an Army Ranger, he's going to come after you. Can we please use some common sense?
Look, you do realize that anybody with that kind of training knows that they are considered a lethal weapon. Anybody that has that kind of military training is aware that they are held to a higher standard. Nobody is going to do like, oh, well, John Schmon from TikTok told me I need to go over here and take care of somebody. What the hell? No.
And if you don't have that kind of discernment, if you don't have that kind of common sense, then you are the people that the others around you don't need to be listening to.
This is something I said earlier. How long do you treat somebody like you're going to hunt them down like a dog before they start acting like the cornered animal you're treating them like? Normal human behavior must be analyzed here. Travis tells me that he has been hunted and they have come after him for 8 months. And he has at least 6 accounts. So that means that he has been hounded and harassed and attacked for all that time. His judgment is going to be different than it was a year ago. The reason I do not let him on here is not because I don't care about him. It's because I believe he'll say something that will hurt himself or maybe cause harm to him or others. It's not because I don't care about him. As somebody's friend, you must protect them from themselves if that's necessary.
Okay, I'm going to say something. I'm going to get such blowback on this. Oh my God, I'm going to get such blowback on this. And
Don't do it. Don't do it for
no,
me. Don't
no,
do
I'm
it for
not
me.
doing it. No, I'm not doing it for you.
Okay.
I'm doing it because I'm really sick of this shit, Rose. I'm listen.
I know, but Frankie, I don't want you to
It's
get
not for
blowback.
you. No,
I know.
I'm telling you, it's not for you.
All right.
One of the accounts that Travis came in on the other night, he had a picture of a black woman, and it was something Baker something or
Yeah,
other. Now,
I
he
know.
should not have had that picture. I will absolutely agree on that. And they came at him hard on that. He should not have had that. But by the same token, let me ask you a question. Where did anime originate? Where did anime originate?
Oh, come on, tell me.
Japan.
Yep.
It's Japan. It is Japanese created. It is Japanese heritage. That is where it belongs. So if Travis cannot have that in his profile, please tell me why a really good friend of mine who is a BIPOC person, why is it okay for them to have an anime picture as their profile?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm just
Yeah, just
asking
take
as a general question.
They're just taking it too far.
And I am not saying that it is okay for Travis to have that. It's not. But you cannot say that what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. You cannot. You have to say that if I can't do it, he can't do it.
Right. No doubt.
If London can't wear dreads, then why is it okay for BIPOC women to wear blonde hair or straightened hair? I'm just asking the question.
Right. I agree.
And I really am truly trying to understand because I don't understand, Rose.
I don't either. I don't. Here's my thing.
And
Okay.
all of this is really making me sad. It
Here's
is
my
really
thing.
making me sad because it's making me sad, Rose, because I'm so confused about all of it. I am
Here's
really
my
confused.
thing, and this is something that people go get mad at me for saying. Okay. We can't treat any any ethnicity like they're perfect. Nobody's perfect. I know no damn white people perfect. Ain't no damn
Nope.
people from any race perfect. None. The idea that there are no criminals from any race is such bullshit. Such bullshit. Who is this? Oh,
Let's find out.
it's Mix. She's all right.
Who is this? Girl.
Mix. You're all right. I just had to check. I didn't recognize your picture. You're all right.
Well, we're getting sicker and sicker, so. Ugh.
But yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect individual, a perfect group of individuals, or a perfect community. So to act like there is that's possible, and that we can't call out criminal behavior no matter where it comes from, is bullshit.
But this isn't even criminal behavior, Rose. This is everyday stuff that everybody's trying to gatekeep and police everybody else and tell everybody what they can and can't do, just in general behavior.
I know, but it's I'm trying just to connect the dots. I'm just because it all comes down to the same thing, right? You can't just like, I mean, everything boils down to people making generalities, right? Generalities about something that no matter what are come down to specifics. I mean, and look, as far as when I'm thinking about the hairstyle thing, I don't even think anybody would say anything about the hairstyle if white folks weren't treating people badly about the thing in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do white folks say anything to black people about their hair in the first place? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I never have. Like,
I know, but they make kids cut their dreads and stuff like that. Or not dreads, locks. Sorry.
Because sometimes some
TV, yeah.
kids becomes a hygiene issue at school.
How does that work?
It's stupid, I agree, but people will take it like this is just the outside of what I've heard and what my school like raised people. Because I always wanted dreads, but my grandmother was like, that's gross because you're not able to fully wash your hair if you have dreads. It becomes a hygiene issue, is how her outlook was.
But you know what? That's not for me to say because I don't have that kind of hair. That's an assumption, right?
Yeah, and assumptions is what's wrong with the world.
But what I'm saying is, I'm asking why, and you're giving me a rumor. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, if we're going to tell somebody, go ahead.
That's the problem, because everybody just assumes things, and it becomes a problem of why people tell things that they can't do that, because it becomes rumors of what could be wrong, and that's why they get told to do that, because God forbid, like, someone comes to school with poor hygiene. Schools don't like that, obviously, so it's going to be a problem.
But poor hygiene has nothing to do with a hairstyle.
Well, I'm just that's how my school had an outlook on it. That's I guess the perspective that I could see it being a thing of why people say something like that.
This is something I've never heard before because nobody will have the conversation.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, why does personal hygiene have anything to do with a child going to public school anyway? Some kids don't have access to personal hygiene. That shouldn't
Right.
be
So,
a
Frankie, do
prerequisite to
you see
going
what
to
I'm
public
saying, though,
school.
Frankie? They tell me I can't talk about this issue, but if I don't talk about this issue, how do I know why they're even saying any of this stuff? But you see what I'm saying, Frankie? Like, the whole thing is white people ain't supposed to talk about it. How do I understand and fix something I don't know anything about to talk about it?
And I actually have one question for Frankie off of what they just said.
Sure.
Do you have kids? Actually, let me ask it. Do you have kids?
I have 3 kids and 4 grandkids.
If they were in school and somebody had lice because they didn't take care of their
You're breaking up, honey.
sorry. If somebody went to school, when your kids or grandkids went to school and another student had a lice outbreak because they never took care of their hair and they could not get the lice out of their hair, would you be okay with your children becoming infested with lice? That is why schools have hygiene issues.
Yeah, but see, hold on a minute. I don't know if BIPOC. I don't know if black children get lice.
So in my school, the 2 people that were BIPOC actually did get lice when my school had a lice outbreak. And they actually had the hardest time getting it out of their hair because of how their hair is. I felt bad for them.
2 of my kids and 1 of my grandkids did get lice from school. And 2 of my grandkids got hand, foot, and mouth from their pre-K school that they went to. There are things that just can't be, like, it just happens when kids are in school. It just happens.
Right. No, there's no blame. But we have to talk about it because here where I live, out in rural areas, where everybody, like I told people before, out here where I live, there is no black community, white community. Okay? Everybody is just together. Right? So for me, I don't have anybody saying this is how things are in a black community, this is how things are in a white community. So when I ask questions, I'm asking to know. And so I want to know so I can know and have knowledge, and that I do not say anything as misinformation. So this is a conversation to learn. I am not trying to, in fact, I want to be more knowledgeable to make sure I don't share any misinformation, right? And then people telling me not to discuss the issue is completely an oxymoron from me trying to gain knowledge. Right?
And the fact is, you cannot deny children access to the public school system because they don't have access to hot water to take a bath every night.
Oh, of course. Here's my thing.
Can't do it.
If a kid doesn't have access to hot water, somebody from that town should go out there and give them access to hot water.
They should, but it doesn't always happen, right?
I know. But here's my thing. If I want to work in government, I want to fix that.
Right.
Because a kid having hot water is more important than who fucking pays for it.
I would agree.
And so for me, I want to have the conversation because it's more important for me to have the conversation than to hurt somebody's feelings because of the color of my skin. It's more important and to learn and to know how.
Or maybe they have hot water, Rose, but they don't have a washing machine, and so their clothes don't get washed more than once every 2 or 3 weeks because
then
they don't
it
have
is
the
about
money
somebody's
to go
opinion
to the
of what I'm talking about. And so when we talk about these things and I have conversations, okay, the hot water, the laundromat, we got to make sure these kids can get their clothes clean. We got to make sure these kids have access to hot water. So then we start making like a list, a laundry list, a list of to-do things that these children need besides whatever else that can avoid somebody making the misinterpretation that their hair has to be dealt with in a fashion that's not okay. And if this misinterpretation of hygiene or this misinterpretation is going on because somebody's going to tell somebody how they can have their hair, no, we're not going to tell anybody how their little children can have their hair because we want to be clean or we want to have hygiene. Fuck that. You want to have hygiene? You don't tell children how they're going to have their hair. We have hygiene to make sure everybody has hot water. Everybody has access to clean clothes. Everybody in that district has everything they need. And that's how we make sure everybody has hygiene. We don't play the blame game. That's the problem. This idea that we're going to blame somebody for something that has nothing to do with anybody being at fault. So like Mink said, if you got a hygiene problem in school, that ain't it ain't the fault of a child's hairstyle that they have a hygiene problem. It's a poverty problem. So you go in and make sure that child and any child in the district that has a hygiene problem has hot water and they have the ability to get their laundry done. And then whatever else is wrong as far as the poverty problem is fixed, and then you don't got someone's damn hair. Right? That's how I see it. And then if we fix the problem like that, and we make sure that at the bottom is saying this is a hygiene solution, and this is a solution, and now you don't have to worry about looking at anyone's damn hair, including our little BIPOC children that can have their hair any way they want and any way their parents want. And if it's not a hygiene problem and some racist asshole is trying to make it an issue and it's not a hygiene problem, we can put a foot in their ass too. That's what I'm talking about fixing issues. You sit down, have a discussion, find out why it's an issue in the first damn place, and solve the problem, because the problem is not the child with the hairstyle. The problem is something else. And if some racist prick wants to make it a problem about the child or about their race, the racist prick can take a fucking walk. That's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. What we do is we ostracize true racists and we pick the racists out when they cannot give good claim to their status. So when somebody gives me a logical reason for something, I pick out the logic, solve the problem, ixnay the racism, and then dare anybody to tell me. Frankie, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up really bad.
I'm on my way to an appointment, so it is what it is. But did you guys hear what I said about the solution?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
That's
go
what
check
I'm
on my.
talking about.
I'm
We
gonna go
take an
check on.
actual problem.
I'm gonna go check on my fiance and make sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Mace.
All right.
Like,
So we actually take a problem that somebody says we have. So Mink said it was a hygiene thing. You actually look at the hygiene problem. Frankie says, well, they need hot water. They need to be able to wash their clothes. Then we figure out how to solve the hygiene problem, solve it, and then stop pointing it towards some issue that it's not, which it's not about the hairstyle. It's not about the child. It's not about their race. It's about another issue. It's about poverty, right?
I think people they're either oversimplifying it or they're overthinking it. I'm not sure which one it is.
Well, am I wrong?
No, not at all. Like I said the thing about the clean clothes because I went to school with two different kids. Both of them were boys. And I didn't know one of them. I just know that he got made fun of a lot. His name was David. The other one's name was Peter, and both of them didn't have access to clothes, and so their pants were what we used to call high waters. And they always had tennis shoes that had holes in them, and they smelled really bad all the time, to the point that Peter's nickname behind his back was Stinky Pete. And so those kids, when I was in school, you knew that they had a hygiene problem, but their families were extremely poor. They lived in the very poor part of the neighborhoods around my neighborhood. But back then, and probably still, I'm not sure, there weren't resources and nobody was going to their house to figure out what the problems were. Nobody was going to their house to figure out if there were ways to help them. It was just that they were poor and they lived in poor conditions, and that's just the way it was. And so they got made fun of at school. And it shouldn't be
And I
that
mean,
way anymore. We have
and I'm sure
resources.
that not all the problems are that easy to solve, right? I mean, I'm not
Right.
sure I'm sure that it's not that easy to just say, well, let's fix it and be done. But that is the solution. And so we have to weed out ignorance from racism. We have to point out where it's wrong, where we need to get back on the right path. We need to call out what we did wrong in the past, make sure that we understand where things went wrong, where we went right, and make sure we outline it. Because you cannot build a strong, honest, good country with happy, productive citizens on bullshit and rot. And we've been trying to do that for ever since we started this country. And you can't do it. This idea that we actually have words in our vocabulary today as Americans, that saying that word causes trauma. I didn't know about this shit for how fucking long in my life. And these words actually cause trauma at just saying them out loud. And that there are people in our country that know this. To me, that is so hurtful. That to say a word and saying that word causes pain to some people. That word, everybody in this country should know that word causes pain. And I don't care if people think I'm over fucking sensitive. If there is anything in this country that causes one ethnicity, one race, one section of people to hurt in a country that was built on everybody supposed to be welcome, we have to address that. It doesn't make sense not to. And the fact that even our government doesn't acknowledge these things, that we have not kept our Constitution up to date, that we have allowed our judicial, our branch, one of our branches of government, to basically replace updating our Constitution because we have a lack of fucking guts, a lack of glory, a lack of actual constitutional cojones to actually do what's right. There's no reason why the 3/5 compromise should still fucking be in the Constitution. That's bullshit. The Constitution was meant to be a living, breathing document, to be updated as needed and as necessary, and to have faulty bullshit taken out of it. And instead, we have taken our Constitution, cemented it in horror, and just added little things onto the sides of it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's not good enough. It's not good enough for me. And maybe, yeah, maybe I didn't know. I didn't realize that every time I say the word picnic, there's a BIPOC person somewhere that cringes. Damn it.
So the fact that you didn't know about a certain word, Rose, I will
But I
say
know
this,
about it
and
now, and I should be
okay,
able to
and
speak on that.
yes, okay, and I absolutely I agree. Just like you're talking about it right now, there's nothing wrong with you saying that you didn't know. And I will say this, and I stand 10 toes down on this. You don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? And then once you know it, there's nothing wrong with you telling people, "Hey, I didn't know that." And
Right. But we have a
I
whole
feel
lot of
really
people
bad
on
for the
this app.
fact
Frankie, it's not right for them to tell me because I'm white, I can't say that.
that you can't say that you didn't know it.
That I can't say any of it. That because I am not a BIPOC individual, I can't stand up and say I didn't fucking know that. Now I know this is what that word means, and we are covering this shit up, and we need to speak on it. But because I am not that ethnicity, I should not speak. Fuck you. That's what I tell everybody watching that thinks I should not be able to speak on it.
So I agree with the fact that we should not center ourselves in BIPOC issues. I absolutely agree with that. And I've agreed with that from the beginning, right? I should not go into a BIPOC space and center myself there. If I want to
I agree.
go
I
into a
agree with that.
BIPOC space
I agree with that.
and sit back and listen, that's my space in there, is that I should sit back
Agree.
and listen and learn. But you speaking on something
I agree.
that you've
I agree.
learned about a word, and now you want to sit in your space and say, oh my God, listen, I've been using this word forever, and I just learned that this is what that word means, and we should not be using it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
But it's more than that, Frankie, because if I am going to speak on politics, and I am going to speak on what this country is, or I want to be in politics, then I want to speak on what our country should be, not what it is today. What we
Right?
should go in and fix.
Right?
So the idea that I should not speak for the people of our country if I'm going to represent them is bullshit.
But you can do that without centering yourself in BIPOC spaces, right?
Right. And
Okay.
so, but they're telling me in here that they're telling me in my room in TikTok, I should not say shit. That they just told me yesterday I cannot quote MLK.
I don't agree with that.
So for somebody who has some problems with divergence, that has a little bit of a hard time with social issues, how in the fuck am I supposed to square that line? Where's my red line?
Martin Luther King had a dream that all Americans would come together. That was Martin Luther King's dream, is that we would all come together.
Right.
And if his dream was that we would all come together, then separatism was not a part of that dream.
Right. But to my estimation, about 10% of the BIPOC community don't believe in that dream anymore. That's my estimation, but from what the people I talk to, that's my guess.
Have you talked to Turtle about any of this?
No, because every time I speak to Turtle, I feel that it's not my place to interject my thoughts into her space that is an indigenous space.
But
And Turtle is my friend. I love Turtle, and I don't want to implicate anything that I feel about that into her space. But at the same time, Turtle has a lot of trust for people that I don't trust.
Well, when I ask you if you've talked to her, I'm just asking if you have gotten her her opinion on it.
No.
Because I trust her opinion. I think she's extremely smart, and I think her opinion could go a long way, maybe. I don't know.
I love Turtle.
I do too.
But at the same time, I don't want her to support me and then get hurt. Because I also know that there are people on this app that support me and get absolutely annihilated.
Yeah.
So if she does not stand, or if she believes the same thing that I believe in unification, or for us to come together and sort all this hate out and to get land back and to get restitution for those who deserve it, and for us to actually be the unified country and the unified together that we should be. If she believes in that, then she should not come up to me and be with me on that, because she will get hurt and her family will get hurt. My child is grown. She's going to go to college. I can separate from that. I can keep myself and my family separate from that. She cannot. There are reasons why I waited until my daughter got old enough to stand up, because I knew that when I stood up in politics that I would receive a lot of hate. I knew it then. I know it now. What I did not expect was people that told me they were my friend and told me that they believed in me to turn on me. That I never expected. So that is taking me some time to get used to it. But I am getting used to it. So, that is what it is. But, I can't force people to believe in me or believe in what I say, or that believe that I'm not a racist, or believe that I have good intentions. I can't erase what other people have done in the past, and I can't force people to not pick apart every single word I say. They're going to believe what they want to believe. I can only be me. And so that's all I'm going to do. I'm done trying to explain myself to other people, because every time that hour and 40-minute video on YouTube, that one where all them people were on top. Did you see that video?
I try not to go and look at the stuff on YouTube because I just think
Well,
I think it's
anyway,
hateful rhetoric.
you're not wrong. Anyway, the video that was that they have on me on there, what was so interesting about it was when I came into the room and I saw the room. And the reason I was in the room is because I was following Legs, because everybody told me he was so or I'm sorry, she I'm so bad with the pronouns, that they told me she was so wise about BIPOC issues, so I always followed her. And she was in there talking, and they were just talking and inviting people up to speak and share. And so I came up to thank them, to thank Legs for so much that I have learned on TikTok. And then I was informed that I was centering myself. So I backed down. And then they started telling everybody about how racist I was. And then I went back up to explain my previous behavior and trying to explain that I was not trying to be racist, but I understood that that's how it looked. And I explained the whole birth dearth thing that I tried to tell before about how I was concerned about the safety of BIPOC folks and that white people were going to mow them down. And I didn't understand the black space kind of thing. And I explained all that and that I had been in my fields and I was wrong. And they were like, okay, well, and they kind of understood a little bit, and I kind of thought we made progress. And then it got toxic. That's when they started recording the YouTube video. And that's when they started accusing me of things that I didn't do. And they said that I had accused a woman of not being black enough to be black. And that's when they accused me of saying the N-word. And you can accuse me of that until you run out of breath. I don't admit to something I didn't do. And then Legs said, well, he goes, theoretically, if you would have. And I said, well, if I ever would have said something like that, of course I would have been off and apologized. He said, well, there you go. How hard was that to say? And then I said, but I didn't say it. And he said, why did you say that? I said, because I didn't say it. What are you trying to trick me into saying something I didn't say? And it's like, don't be disingenuous with me. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what your language, what your country, what your ethnicity is. I don't care who you are. Don't be disingenuous with me. Nope. I'm not going to do that. I have an appointment. Huh? Oh, somebody wants to come up that's been very, very mean and nasty to me. So I'm not going to do that. They could have subscribed and said something in the comments, but they had opportunity to speak kindly to me before. They chose not to. They wanted to be toxic to me. So they can be toxic in the comments and pay $6 to do so. Otherwise, they can hold their comments to themselves. That's how I'm going to do this. That's how it is. If you want to be hateful and nasty to me, you can pay to do so. I'm not doing this anymore. I have done this and I have had speaking time and I have attempted to make my knowledge and my actions known. I have attempted to explain myself over and over and over and over. And I have been shit on every time. Now I'm done. I'm done. No more conversation with anybody that hates me. I'm not doing it anymore. Hate me as you will. You will hate me from afar. Or you will pay me for the opportunity to hate me in a conversation. That
And
being said,
all of that is your right and your ability because this is your room.
yep, I am not going to be on this account openly around where people are going to be vicious to me anymore. I'm not. If I am in a room, if I pop into your room, I'm going to be there to listen. If you're vicious to me when I'm there or you kick me out, that is your right. That is also my understanding of how you continue to hate me. So when I am in your room or if I see you somewhere or you see me and you decide to hate me, that is on you. I don't hate anybody. As you can see when I'm sitting here explaining things, and I will talk about people that talk about me. So if you want to be mean and nasty to me and you see me on this app, that is more than your opportunity to do so. I will not be that one to be put in the position with 5 people on one in a YouTube video where I am treated like a dog. Not doing it. I'm sorry, that is not something you can understand. But every time I see a new video on YouTube about me, kind of reinforces me wanting to come in here and speak. Maybe you should have a talk to somebody about that if you don't like me in here. No. I'm kind of like a person that uses logic to solve problems. To me, bullies that don't want to stop bullying me, I have to figure out how to stop that. And so, and now I know other people are bullied too. How do I stop that? I take control of the situation. Take control of the situation. And that I am doing. And I can see the people passing through my room as we go. Popping in, not being able to say anything, popping back out, and popping back in. And still wanting to come in the box. How lovely for you. I will be back on here later. I'm going to go in and get to my psych appointment, by the way, and get my refill on my meds. I know you would rather wish that I lost my mind, but I like being on my meds, as do my friends. So, Frankie, thank you so much for talking to me, love. I love you so much. And I think this is the first live that I've left with a smile on my face in a long time. Kind of feel good about that.